Imagine you move from a place where you lived all your life. Imagine you move and you leave all your children and wife. Starting all over again, but no one you know is around. Well, they didn't have to imagine. They built it up from the ground. How does it sound? Not easy because it isn't. Could have praised them, but it didn't. But the Ray Bond, that's a winner. And they ran straight to the finish. You get to know them up close and personal. Wait, just give me a minute. Welcome to the front row. Can I get a drum roll? Intentional. We may be immigrants, but we are still intentional. We are dependable. It's just that set the bar, but still the best of all. We are intentional.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Intentional Immigrants podcast and channel. I'm your host, Yolanda Jack. Today we will be looking at how international students are able to visit a new country and to thrive in their experiences. We'll be looking in particular at the Canadian experience, coming to Canada as an international student. But before we get into our tips for today, I would like you to like, share, and subscribe if you have not already done so. We can be found on YouTube, Podbean, Spotify, Stitcher, and Google Podcast. The website is www.intentionalimmigrants.com. Now let's get into the meat of the matter. You have applied and received acceptance into a Canadian college or university. Congratulations. Here are a few tips to take the wrinkles out of your journey. 1. Register for all your classes. Do not take it for granted that because you've been accepted, it means that you're automatically registered. It's two separate processes. So register for your classes. If you're some institutions go ahead and register their students. Find out if your institution does that. If not, and you have to register yourself, go ahead and make sure that you're registered for all the classes that you are able to take. Usually, 1 or 2 classes means that you're a part-time student and you will be paying part-time fees, which are usually calculated on a per credit basis. 3 to 5 classes means that you are a full-time student. So that's 3. 1 class is usually 3 credits, right? Of course, you have exceptions in all of this. Some classes are 2 credits, some classes are 4 credits. But by and large, it's usually 3 credit courses that would make you a full-time student. So that's tip 1, register for your courses. Tip 2 is to pay your tuition. If your institution allows a payment plan, make use of that facility. If not, then you pay your tuition per semester. Usually there are deadlines for each semester. The usual semesters are fall, which is September to December, winter, which is January to April, and spring, which is usually May to June. There are some institutions that offer a summer semester. 3, register for the maximum number of courses that you can take. Some institutions charge for courses on a per credit basis, while others charge per credit for 1 or 2 courses, but 3 to 5 courses, they charge full-time fees. That means you're paying the same amount of money if you're doing 3 courses, 4 courses, or 5 courses. If you're able to manage all 5 courses that are allowed for the semester, go ahead and register for those. Book your flight early. Once you book your flight early and you arrive to Canada early, you can visit the campus and know where everything is located. You can also visit your surrounding communities, visit the area that you'll be living in, and so that when the winter comes and when you get busy, you know where exactly to go. Get accommodation on campus or nearby. Chances are you will not be able to afford a car upon your arrival. Try and get accommodation that is near to school and also near to work. You will thank me when winter comes around and you find that you have to walk in the -40 or below weather. So get your accommodation on campus or nearby. Use the free facilities that your institution provides. Some institutions provide free services for all students. Once you're registered as a full-time student, or in some cases, once you are a student of that institution, you're able to avail yourself of these services. What are some services? Some services are peer tutoring, wellness and counseling, using the gym, free of cost, usually as a full-time student. Of course, there are other services that you're able to avail yourself of. Buy used books. If your college has a used bookstore, then by all means, visit it early and purchase the books that are related to the courses that you'll be doing in your program. What are used books? So used books are slightly used books that are sold at a discounted cost by students who have already taken that course. Sometimes the students even give these books away free of cost. If your school does not have a used bookstore, then try and contact friends who have completed the program before. Get your social insurance number at a Service Canada building. You will need this SIN number, social insurance number, SIN. You will need the SIN number in order to get a job. Seek employment on campus or nearby. No need to go further into that if you're not driving, and it's easier for you to be able to get to your destinations if they are in close proximity to each other. Volunteer for on-campus activities and clubs. You can do this in order to build your Canadian experience. You build your Canadian experience by volunteering for activities on campus or outside campus. So for example, you have food bank, SPCA, soup kitchen. There are so many volunteer activities that you can become involved in. I mean, they are too numerous to count. And of course, the final tip is to make sure if your school has an international student office, then connect with them. They will be able to give you some additional tips which are related to your school in particular. They'll also be able to help you with your immigration processes in some cases. So those are the tips for today. As an international student, register for your classes early, pay your tuition, register for the maximum number of courses, book your flight early, get accommodation on campus or nearby, use the free facilities that your institution provides, buy used books, get your insurance number, seek employment on campus or nearby, and of course, volunteer for on-campus activities and clubs. As usual, I'm your host, Yolanda Jack, reminding you, he who watches the wind will not sow, he who watches the clouds will not reap. Ecclesiastes 11 and verse 4. You were born for greatness. Step out into your greatness so that mankind can benefit from you being here. So long, until next time.
Intentional. We may be immigrants, but we are still intentional. We are dependable. It's just that